Alrighty, so today we're going to take care of that rust building up on the doors here. We got a little bit here, and that's starting to get pretty bad too. The only rust spots on the car, passenger side, wheel well, rear door, which comes around a little on the inside. This one a lot on the inside. First thing we're going to use a little spinny steel brush to get the rust off. We'll follow up with the copper one if need be. I don't have any primer, so what we're going to do is use the old Rust-Oleum, paint and primer in silver. Then we'll use the actual color, my base coat, and we'll clear it. I have some Bondo if I need that as well, but might not. Might just be able to sand those rust off and paint it. But we'll see. But we need to do this now before this becomes, my whole door vanishes. It's the worst here. Not too bad there, but we want to take care of that now. And then that guy. I have some sandpaper as well, but we'll burn that bridge when we get there. We're gonna use the old power tools first. Progress thus far, which isn't much. I've just sanded off a lot of the junk, the bubbles. But what's obvious is it's pretty rough and coarse and bubbly here. So I probably am gonna have to Bondo it, but I'm not gonna have to. I originally thought this whole thing was just gonna flake and just crack off. It was that badly rusted. But I don't think I will. I think I can just I'm not gonna have to fill it, as in support it. I think I can just take this down, sand all this rust off. Some 200 grit or something maybe. Then just Bondo fill it, paint it, and then I think I'll be golden. Not going to be perfect, but we're doing this on a budget, and anything's going to be better than rust. So, alright. Updates to come. Alright, so we got everything sanded down with the 80 grit after we... yeah, I forgot. You can't see up in there. Alright, well, trust me, it's been sanded and scrubbed off. The wire brush, I didn't even use the bronze one. Just the steel and my 80 grit sandpaper. I'm just going to give it a good wipe down. We got it nice and shiny. And then we're gonna Bondo her up. And less is more with Bondo. So I'm gonna clean that up, Bondo it. And then we'll be back once that's dry. Alright, we're all Bondoed up. Let that dry for about an hour. I guess in the meantime, while it's drying, I'm going to go grab my paper, because we're going to sand it smooth with maybe some 600 or grit, maybe 1,000, something like that. We'll see. And then once that's taken care of, get my painter's tape off what doesn't need to be covered, get my paper over it, and we'll shoot it with the aluminum plus primer, since I don't have any primer. And then, from there, base coat, clear coat. And then, I guess from there we'll do some polishing and boom, done. This will be the second to last, so we got everything painted up, and I do have a little bit of overspray where that aluminum is kind of between the painted part and the other part. It's not as reflective as you can see. This is clear. And then over here, distorted slightly. Same with over here. It's dark, so it's hard to see. So tomorrow what I'll do is I'll polish this, get rid of this mosquitoes, kind of polish up our original clear coat to kind of blend it over here to our new clear coat, and then we'll see what she looks like in the daylight. It'll be perfect looking. You can tell there's something there the closer you get to it, but it doesn't stand out quite as much as what the brown up against my car looked like with all that brown rust. So I'm thinking we'll be good to go. So polish that up. I'm probably going to be pretty happy with the results, but we don't know until it's daylight. We can get a better look at it. So that's what we got for now. We'll shoot the last video tomorrow once we polish her up in the daylight, see what she looks like. Alright, final product. This is after rubbing compound, polishing compound, and all that. So this is where the rust was. You can see that's visible from the Bondo. We do have a paint line here. So if I could go back in time, what I should have done was paint this whole arch, like right up to this point, and then that way what would have went down is you probably wouldn't notice the paint line, because it would be right here where it transitions from kind of horizontal to vertical, and I think any changes in the paint continuity that your eye would have noticed, you would have attributed to the changes in body panels, angles, and the light and everything. But all in all, not too bad. This one turned out the best, I think. You can see a little bit of bubbling down here where that rust was, where the Bondo is. This was the least damaged panel. And you can see a wee bit of a paint line from, I don't know if you can even see it in my reflection, so you can kind of see where the orange peel differs. But that's only really noticeable from right up here. From over here, you can't really tell that. And if you did, you would just attribute it to the changes in the panel where it's bending right there. And then this one is a little more obvious because we have all the bubbling and everything still here where I Bondoed it and didn't make it perfect. And then here where the paint line actually is, we've got where I put a little too much paint over here. So there it kind of goes up and then down a little, changes in elevation. Topography is different. So got two lines of noticeability here. Old paint to new paint to the rust where that was. But all in all, it's fixed. There's no more rust. So it wasn't supposed to be a perfect job, just to remove the rust job, which we did. We painted it back to the colors so it matches. So the untrained eye won't really notice it. I'm not really going to sweat on it because the rust was horrible to look at, but now we don't have rust, so I am perfectly content with that. It's on the bottom part of the car and on the passenger side, which I never really hang out or look at. So I guess if I go back in time, the only thing I would really change, the most noticeable one, is the wheel arch, and that's because you can see just the changes from this newer paint to the old paint and the line right there. So I should have painted the whole arch, and I don't think anybody would have noticed. But that's it. That's a wham bam boom done paint job out of a spray can, matching paint code and rust repair on the BMW 740iL e38. Peace. Thanks for watching.